Whether you're building a shed, some kind of storage nonsense thing, a chicken coop, another chicken coop, an amazing, beautiful greenhouse, or even a barn, you are gonna need wood. Now, if you've ever watched any of our videos, it's probably pretty clear that we don't like to spend a lot of money. We are cheap, and we try to do our best to get everything we can for free. Insert montage of free thing from that one video, I can't remember what. All of the windows we used to build this greenhouse were free. Except for these ones. These lanterns, free. Doors, free. Chairs, free. This fence, free. This raised garden bed, free. This raised garden bed, you guessed it, free. This fence, free. This garden bed, also free. Peanut,
not free.
Window boxes, free. This window, free. This fence was free. That bamboo, free. This sink, free.
That door, free.
The honeybees we caught in the swarm trap, free. We don't even pay for our own Netflix subscription. Or Hulu.
Or Spotify.
We don't pay for nothing.
We're moochers.
We are moochers. And so, I've talked about it a lot in our past videos of how to get free wood and where to get it. But I never actually sat down and broke down what we get, how we get it, and where we get it. So that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. So it's all actually pretty simple. Number one, where we get the lumber. We get the lumber from a sawmill that's conveniently probably 2 minutes away. So not all of you are going to have that immediately accessible. But guaranteed there's a sawmill somewhere near you. Now, I have a relationship with the owner of the sawmill. I helped him build his website. He's also an egg customer, so we sell him eggs on a weekly basis. So we know each other. And then there was one time I was going to build a chicken coop, and I was asking him, what his prices were, and he was like telling me about all the wood that he just burns to kind of throw away, that he just can't use and can't sell. So that was kind of the whole genesis of this idea, where there's just this bounty of wood that's out there that's, just getting wasted. And we hate that. We're all about recycling and upcycling, using whatever we can again, trying to be more sustainable as best we can. So I got to thinking maybe we can use that for something. Now, the wood that you're going to get is not great wood. But no matter what kind of structure you'd like to erect, you'll be able to use this wood for it. So far with this wood, I've built 2 different structures. Number one is this guy right here, which this is a storage shed for our chicken feed. And again, it's not pretty, but we are mostly about utility over here. If it works, then that's great. What else do you really need? Let's see. The next thing we're currently building, and there's been one video out about this already, and that's this second chicken coop over here. So you'll see there's basically 3 types of wood that you can get from the sawmill. And so I'll go over that now. So the first type of wood you'll get is the very first cut, which looks like this. So basically what they do is they have a horizontal bandsaw mill for the most part. And so if you have a log like this, bandsaw mill goes through and it takes off the very top layer, because bark isn't really helpful for anybody. And so you'll see there's a great variation in the thickness of these things. So it goes from, really wide to really thin, because you're really just cutting the top portion off of the board. So this is what I used to do the siding, and it's pretty generous to call this siding. But so these are 2 big top cuts that I put on the front of our chicken food storage. And again, it just looks a little bit nicer than, nothing. Kind of looks like a log cabin, so that's fine with me. It just looks a little bit nicer. Not super nice, but if we can make it more aesthetically pleasing, why not? So the next type of wood we'll get is basically the second cut. So this piece right here, you can see, so they cut the first part off that had all the bark, and then this is the second cut. And so these are, slabs that are a little bit better. And And the reason why they're a little bit better is because they're a uniform width for the most part. So, you know, they'll sit flat against something. The problem with the very top cuts is that one side is rounded, one side is flat. So that kind of limits your ability to use them. But then you also have a similar problem with the second cut slabs in that they also vary in their width. So, and I meant to say, they have a standard thickness and a varying width. But these look pretty cool. And you know, these are the starts of what you would see for like river tables, where they'll like cut this in half and flip it over and fill it with epoxy and whatever other nonsense they do. So I've also used the second cut slabs for siding as well. And you'll see over here, I used it for the roof on our chicken food storage. You know, kind of almost like clapboard or shingles, clapboard, however the hell you say it. And this is less ideal just because, you know, they're not uniform, but I tried to pick ones that were as close to the same thickness as possible. But anyway, you'll find a ton of uses for these things, whether you're, you know, building a table or a picnic bench or whatever. You know, you'd be able to use it. And, you know, with all of this stuff, it'll take a little bit of extra work, but you can make it work. You know, if you wanted to make planks out of these, you could set up a jig and run them through a table saw and cut these bark pieces off, and then you'd have some nice flat pieces of wood. But again, you know, that'll work for various and sundry different types of things. It's all about just trying to think outside of the box. And I will say that building using this type of lumber is much more difficult than lumber that you would buy at the big box store, or even that you would buy from the sawmill. Then the reason being is that none of it is standard. You know, if you go buy a 2x4 at Home Depot and you buy a 2x4 at Lowe's, they're going to be within like, you know, 1/8 of an inch of each other. And any 2x4 you get is going to be 1.5 inches wide, 3.5 inches tall. And there you go. This stuff, it's all varied. So you got to kind of think outside the box and not really, you know, it's tough to plan ahead of time with this type of wood. So you got to kind of just be ready to improvise and just, you know, kind of shoot from the hip. So third type of wood is actual dimensional lumber that you can get. And so I have a bunch of different things here. So for today, when I went there, I picked up a whole bunch of these strips, which you can see are basically just these edges trimmed off, because there's little gaps. So when you're doing siding with these pieces, you can see there's little gaps in between. So I got those little strips to kind of just fit them right in there to just create a tighter seal. You can see like this side is actually pretty good. But this side there's some gaps, and this side there's some gaps. But those little extra pieces will fit right in there, and then that should do it up real nice. But you can actually also get some pretty nice dimensional lumber, and by dimensional lumber I mean, you know, like framing material. So this is probably like a 2x2 right here, and it's having trouble focusing right now, but you can see it's got this big scoop cut out of it, which again is not ideal. And so, you know, they wouldn't be able to sell this to anybody, but cut it off right here and you got a good like 10 feet of solid board. And again, like this one here too, you can see it's got some chunks taken out of it. But if I just use this as I would like a 2x6, you know, that would be great. You just flip it upside down like this, and that probably will not affect the structural integrity for this. You know, obviously I wouldn't use this to build anything that my wife or I would use. But you know, if I'm building a chicken coop and I'm building the frame and I need something, you know, like one of these, nice big joist, that would be perfect. So again, they have pieces like that just available because it's just, you know, things that they won't be able to sell, and then they would just burn it and just basically throw it away. So I would encourage you to reach out to your local sawmill and see what they got for you. And you might be surprised, man. The price of lumber is going up and up and up. It is ridiculous. I remember back in my day that a sheet of 4x8 OSB used to be $8. We went to the store the other day, it was $22. Get out of here, man. That's ridiculous. So, you know, anywhere we can go to save some money and, you know, potentially save some waste, that's a plus for me. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. We really appreciate it. Leave us a comment to let us know what you think. Give this video a like. And as always, please subscribe. You can also check us out on Instagram at Old Reading Farm. Our website is oldreadingfarm.com. We put out videos on Mondays and Fridays, and we go live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So be sure to check in with us next time. See you later.